Can you see me? I hope so. Good? Alright, cool. Here's my car. It's a 94 Honda Civic, and it needs a lot of work. So this is going to be the first video on this car. Have a ton of work planned for it. I don't know if you can see over there, but those benches have a bunch of boxes on them with parts, mainly suspension components and gaskets for the motor. It is, what's the date today? I believe March 18th or like March 19th, something like that. I could be wrong, but the warm days are coming. I want to enjoy this car this summer. So first step is getting this motor out. It's got a rear main seal is leaking pretty bad enough to leave a puddle without even driving the car. So I'm gonna get the motor out. We have some stuff to address on the firewall and in the engine bay while the motor's out. We're gonna give this thing a full cleaning while we're working on it. And then while that's out, we'll probably tackle the suspension stuff, get that done, get the motor back in. Anyway, today's Sunday. I don't know the date, but I think it's like the 18th or 19th. And I'm gonna crack down on this, get working. I've been slacking. Got a lot to do, and I'm excited to get this going. So maybe there's not much to it, but I'll grab you off the tripod and give you a little tour before we get started. All right, let's go over this thing real quick. Like I said, it's a 94 EG coupe. It's been painted this blue off like a 06 Civic. H22 A4, has an F-Series transmission out of like an Accord. eBay traction bar. That's basically it in here. Some exhaust manifold header. This is going because it's cracking. We have some Rev 9 coilovers that came with the car. It's got steelies right now, but we have some other wheels getting painted right now that will be going on it. I just picked up some bucket seats, so those are in there with rails. It's got that K-Tune style billet shifter box with the cables. I forget the brand, but it's some eBay brand. Air fuel gauge, Honda V2. It's going to have full front and rear camber kit once the suspension's done, along with adjustable tow arms in the rear. It's got 2.5-inch janky straight pipe exhaust with a K-Tune turn down muffler, which is cool. I'm a big fan of those. So yeah, like I said, this thing needs a lot of work. So I'm gonna stop talking, let's get working. So I've already started on this. I got the intake pipe off and I drained the coolant out of this thing yesterday. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. This isn't really gonna be an instructional video. I've personally never pulled one of these. Confident I know what I'm doing, but I've never done it before, so should be pretty simple. There's not much to these. And this radiator hose got a big old slice taken out of the end of it, so I guess we'll be replacing this one too. You see that? Look at that, that's no good. This car has had, I kind of call it the nightmare. There's a lot of stuff that's questionably done on it. I've already done a ton of work to it. Replaced the engine harness, fixed a bunch of headlight wiring, fixed a bunch of taillight wiring, fixed a bunch of ignition wiring under the dash because it was all just hacked together and not correct. So done my best to clean it up. It ain't perfect, but it's definitely better than what it was. Cool, radiator's out. I'm gonna do the heater hoses next, just so I can say that the coolant is done. All right, I'm done being stubborn. I'm just gonna take it off the firewall. Oh yeah. This other one's all the way over here. Right underneath this first runner of the intake manifold. I'm gonna slide underneath and grab it. You. Booyah! There she goes. Exhaust check. I'm going to pull this alternator and unplug the wiring. And then do the throttle cable and the booster. Yeah, let's do that. Alternator. We're leaving the harness on the motor so we can clean it up a little bit while it's out. That one's a long boy. So now, the engine harness with these two plugs over here is completely disconnected from the chassis, so we can just leave it on the engine. Pull it all out together. We're gonna do these shifter cables next. Boom. Don't lose that. I guess I'm missing one because this cable didn't have one, so maybe that's why it's tough to go into gear. Oh.
What size are those nuts? A 13?
I got my helper in the car putting in the other bucket seat. All right, fuel lines are done. We'll do this throttle cable real quick. All right, we're jumping ahead a little bit here. My phone died, so I had to charge it. But while it was charging, I got axle and the half shaft out of this side. I got the bolts off of the T-bracket, including the one up above that you can't see, and the axle out of the other side. Hoist is hooked up here into the hook down here. And now figure out some way to drop it down. Try to get it on this dolly right here and then lift the car up and slide it out. I don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll figure it out. Boom, cool. All right, those are out, so the motor's free. Ish. All right, I think we're getting close. What?
Allow for 2 seconds.
It's almost, it's free. I just gotta figure out my plan of attack here. Maybe we try to take it out the top? Silly, silly. Good thing we're not worried about the paint. All right, see if we can get this time. Like I said, this isn't an instructional video. I'm just pulling the motor on my own car in my garage. So, yeah, it's not how I would like to do it either, but it's coming out, so. Yeah.
Yucky.
Yeah. Boom. Motor's out. Goal accomplished. So now we can start cleaning it up. Making it so our hands don't look like this when we work on it. Yeah. Little Liv over here wants McDonald's. So we're going to go get McDonald's and then pick this back up tomorrow. So, what do they say? Like, comment, subscribe.